Welcome back to another episode of the Outsider Sports Baseball Podcast. Corey, Jason, Dylan, Mel, John, Pauline, and our fourth guest, dark sadness, depression. Guys, we're into the wild card round. 3 of the 4 games have been played as we record this. The only one not finished is the Dodgers hosting the Reds.
And they're
The
up
one
one
that's over
nothing.
before it even starts.
First game of the day, that was Cleveland hosting Detroit. Cleveland snuck in as the 3 seed. They are the 3rd division winner. But it was the road team, the Detroit Tigers, stealing game 1. Tigers are up 1-0. And I feel like this might be the Tigers getting back on track. They struggled mightily in September. The Guardians were surging. And it just feels like on the back of Scooble, a game that the Tigers needed to win, they got it done.
I'm going to hit you with a Lee Corso. Not so fast on the Tigers being back. I think the theme of the day for the AL at least was the 2 Cy Young candidates shove. And Tariq Skubal, 7 2/3, 14 strikeouts, was absolutely lethal. When he left the game, though, the Guardians did get some things going. Some really terrible base running at the end by Jose Ramirez is what cost them this game. But I'm not counting out the Guardians quite yet. I know Gavin Williams has been really good as of late, but I didn't see anything from the Tigers offense that made me think this is a team that is for sure going to win this series. Obviously, I think that we all would say if the Tigers lost this game with Skubal on the mound, they were cooked. You know, it's game 1, but it felt pretty must win for Detroit. Now, Detroit could certainly pull it off. You have 2 games to do so, and one of them at home. That's the advantage of Tariq Skubal. That's the advantage of having one of the best pitchers in baseball, absolutely. But I'm not ready to write off Cleveland after this. 2 errors in this game as well, not very much like them. I think they're pretty deep as well when it comes to pitching, so I could see them pulling this off still.
Yeah, I mean, now that you're past Scooble on the Cleveland side of things, you hope to think you can bounce back, steal those next 2 games, and win it in that 3rd and final wild card, game. It's a best of 3 series. But it's going to be tough. If a team can do it, it will be Cleveland. They are probably the feistiest team.
I do like tomorrow with Bybee on the mound against Mize. I think a game 3 with Flaherty versus Ciccione. I would lean Detroit there, but anything could happen in a 1-game series.
I just think Detroit's the better team overall. I mean, they did blow a 15 game lead.
Yeah.
To them, but I mean, they've been the better overall team for most of the year except for this final stretch here.
Yeah, but I think Cleveland has been probably the hottest, luckiest team.
I think Cleveland's also pretty experienced. They've been in the playoffs the last few years. Their guys are used to backs against the wall. And as a Yankees fan, I could say that they are capable of coming up with timely hitting.
Yes. Now, if Cleveland were to win this series, if you had to pick one player not named Jose Ramirez to, put Cleveland on their back, who would it be?
Who would? Because obviously J-Ram is the easy answer there.
That's why I take him out of the equation. Who else will be the reason why Cleveland moves on and wins the next 2 games to move on to face Seattle?
I think I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to give you 2 players, but they're tied together, and say Hunter Gaddis and Cade Smith. I think those 2 coming in out the bullpen and closing out games. I don't think these games are going to be high scoring at all. I think they're going to be tight contests, and I think that Cleveland's bullpen as a whole, I'll specifically say Cade Smith, who has had to step up and be that closer for the team with obviously everything that happened with Class A. He stepped into that role and was tremendous. He had a pretty good outing today. I would say that Cade Smith is the guy for Cleveland.
John, if you had to pick, would you say that the bullpen for Cleveland is what will do it like Dylan, or is there somebody else you think that would? You're muted.
I muted my mic. Wow. I think also like Dylan, it's going to be the bullpen. I don't think it's going to be very high scoring games considering like how good the pitching is for Detroit. So you're going to be, relying on keeping those small leads if you get any. So you really, really need your bullpens to just, hold on and in those tough situations to come in clutch.
I'm going to probably say Stephen Kwan.
That's who I was going to say too.
Outside of Ramirez, Kwan is their best hitter. He is somebody who is a tough out. He's always going to put up great at bats. So if he can work counts like he's known to do, work walks, get on base, get hits, he's very good at doing all that. I think Kwan is somebody that could, be a sneaky pick to, if Cleveland goes further, be a guy that's up for some hardware because of how many great at bats he can do. He could easily go 3 for 4 with 3 singles and just put Cleveland in the best place to win.
Yep.
Now on the flip side, Detroit, they win tomorrow. Who's the reason why? Or let's say Cleveland wins and they have to win Thursday. Who's the big reason why they would get their next win?
When I look at Detroit and just the series as a whole, I do think it's going to come down to a couple key moments. For that, I will go with the guy who got an RBI single for them today, Spencer Torkelson. I think he's got the pop that you get a couple on and he could get a 2-3 run shot and completely change a baseball game for Detroit. We've seen him do it a couple times this year. I would go with Torkelson.
I'm going to go with Riley Green. I mean, you have a guy here, he got about over 100 RBIs this season, like I think like 30, 36 home runs. I mean, he's your guy there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with El Mago, Javier Baez. I just think that the Magician is a fun player. He makes fun things happen. And, he doesn't just flail at the plate. He has like a flair for the dramatic. He's had such a comeback season. He was somebody that everybody wrote off coming into this year that, has a bad contract. He's nothing. You saw what he was with the Mets a few years ago. His first few years in Detroit, he was nothing. Until this year, he really turned it on, able to play a bunch of different positions. I think he's somebody that will step up big for Detroit if they were to take on this series and go further. Next up, the second game of the day, San Diego, the 5, at the Cubs, the 4. The Cubs took game 1, 3-1. And I'm not sure what my takeaway from this game was, just because I feel like both teams are pretty evenly matched, where each game I think is a toss-up. Both teams have very good pitching. Sucks for the Cubs that their best pitcher is not going to be available this series. But I think the Cubs are well primed to get him back and then move on with it if they can win tomorrow.
Yeah, I am predicting the Cubs to win tomorrow. I thought the Cubs won today because of timely hitting and some extra pop in their lineup. That Seiya Suzuki home run was absolutely a momentum shift for them. I think the Cubs got juice, man. I think that a lot of people were in on the Padres, and I think they're going to be upset in the wild card round. They have Cease going on the mound tomorrow. I don't trust him right now at all. The bullpen is good, but I think got a little overrated. And I like this Cubs lineup, man. They have a lot of guys who could do damage. Horner, PCA, Tucker, Suzuki. They have a lot of good hitters that really complete the process of an at-bat very well in Chicago. I think they have the potential to go on a deep run. I felt this way about the team at the beginning of the season. I still feel that way about this team now that we're in postseason baseball.
I mean, honestly, I thought the Padres would be a lot better. I really did. I really did. I mean, they made all those moves at the deadline there and everything. You went out and everyone got their closer. I mean, they have a good solid lineup. With hitters. I mean, you got Tatis, you got Machado, you got Merrill. I mean, Rise. I mean, right there. I mean, that top of the lineup's kind of scary, but the Cubs.
I think tomorrow's game has more runs. I think tomorrow's a higher scoring game.
Yeah, the Cubs have just been kind of a surprise this season. I feel like a little bit. I mean, not really, but I feel like they are way, way better than a lot of us thought they were going to be. And I mean, they just keep proving that they are the team to beat. Like, they just keep proving it.
Some of us picked the Cubs to win the division, so they're actually a little worse
You
than
were
some of us
also
thought
high
they
on the
would be.
Padres, too.
Well, I was higher than Ben and Corey, who had them missing the playoffs. That's
Hey. Corey had the Reds making the playoffs, so
well, that has nothing to do with the Padres take.
I'm just saying I can get things right.
Yeah.
But I think for me, the Cubs off the back of I would call it a disappointing year for Kyle Tucker. Even Pete Crow Armstrong, I wouldn't call it a very successful year because of how bad he was in the second half.
He's
had
still a
such
really great defensive player, though.
great defensive player. The offensive, fall off a cliff. That's something that I think should be very concerning. But, same question as we talked about with the previous series. If the Padres were to win the next two, who is your MVP of the series? Who's it on the back of?
If the Padres get the next two, I think that they're going to need some offense. And for that, I will go with Fernando Tatis Jr. Easy choice, chalk choice. But I think they need to score some runs.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most right answer.
I mean, yeah, I have not. Like, I mean, that's their guy. I mean, that's their guy.
I mean, you could say
That's their
Machado,
guy.
you could say Merrill. Somebody's
Yeah.
going to have to come through at the plate, and Tatis is the guy.
Because he's their guy. He's their
Right.
star player. He's the one that, he has to put, a team on his shoulders and really come through for them.
Bogarts is another option that really could. But I think it has to be Tatis. He's their superstar. He is their 1A to everybody else. He's their answer to Ohtani, to Judge, to all these great players. He needs to be the one that steps up. And then on the flip side for the Cubs, if they were to win game 2 or hypothetically a game 3, who is that guy that does it?
I'm predicting the Cubs to win game 2, like I mentioned earlier, and I think that this is the start of a really solid run for Seiya Suzuki in the playoffs. I think tomorrow he homers again, and I think that there's runners on base for him this time, and I think it is going to be something that, again, shifts momentum in the baseball game in favor of the Chicago Cubs.
So I'm also going to say Seiya Suzuki because I feel like he's been the Cubs' quiet star all season long. I mean, he got snubbed from the All-Star game. No one really talks about him. He's just kind of there, gets overshadowed by Kyle Tucker, Pete Crow Armstrong. But I mean, he has been their quiet star all season long. So
Now, just to pick somebody who isn't Seiya Suzuki, because I also think it would be Seiya Suzuki, I think Dansby Swanson is another bat.
He had a great play in the field today that he tracked that ball and then got the throw back to the plate to stop a run from coming in. That was really great stuff.
He's a big reason why they won today. And I think that if it's not Seiya Suzuki, Swanson with the glove and the bat would be a very big contributor to the future of the Cubs' success.
We actually had a Cubs fan comment on one of the videos over the weekend talking about the playoff preview. They were upset we didn't show love to the Cubs in the thumbnail. It's because the Cubs had already locked up a playoff spot. I'm hoping they saw my response to that. But if they're watching this video, I have shown plenty of love to the Cubs. I have to ask you guys, who's winning this series?
Well, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. I just want to go over today. We're definitely going to predict who's going to win the series and who we're going to show some love to.
The Cubs.
So we're not going to really touch on the Reds at the Dodgers. That game is still ongoing. It's still very early in that game. I believe as of right now, it's Dodgers are up 1-0.
Not so early that Ohtani didn't already hit a home run.
Yeah, Ohtani, who had a awful postseason last year, wasn't talked about enough because Judge was just as bad. If not, Judge was better than Ohtani hitting-wise in the postseason. Just the Dodgers winning it and Ohtani getting buried in that lineup. But Ohtani needs a good postseason because he is somebody who struggled mightily in the big moments last year in October.
Yep.
But Dodgers are up 1-0 going into the bottom of the third. Let's talk about the game nobody wants to. Red Sox at Yankees. This is painful to talk about. I am distraught.
What happened?
Well, what happened was, like I mentioned with Scooble, one of the best pitchers in baseball, on the mound, on the road, shoved. And again, as a Yankees fan, I think there's a pessimistic bias that we have towards our team. But I do think that the same thing reigns true that I said for that Guardians Tigers series. The game that your ace pitches when they're one of the two best pitchers in the conference, if you don't win, it's a massive missed opportunity. The Red Sox, if they lost this game tonight, I would have given them a 0% chance to win the series. If you lose a game in which your ace throws 114 pitches, has 10 plus strikeouts, and gives up only one run on a solo homer, you're not coming back from that momentum wise. For the Yankees, it is a heartbreaking loss because of the situation that they put themselves in at the end of the game, where they should have at least scored one run, probably two to tie it. Bases loaded, no outs. Giancarlo Stanton, for all the great playoff moments that he's given the Yankees, has to put the ball in play. One run has to cross the plate on that at-bat. And then the same thing that gave the Yankees crap all season. The bullpen. Max Fried shoved for the Yankees, and Luke Weaver comes in and craps the bed.
Do you think they pulled Fried too early?
I mean, again, we talked about this a little in the pre-show, but Monday morning quarterbacking it, sure. In hindsight, if I could do it again, would I leave Fried in? I would. But in the moment, 100 pitches, did I think it was the worst? Like with a righty bat coming up, I didn't think it was the worst choice in the world.
And don't forget, we had 3 innings in a row at that point where he had gotten 2 quick outs and then 2 runners on. He had lost.
He'd been playing with fire.
He lost control of the zone a lot, to the point where I thought even putting him back out there for the 7th to start it versus Duran was risky because he was a ticking time bomb. I don't know where his pitches were going.
And at the end of the day, has Weaver had a great season for the Yankees? No. But all last postseason, he proved that he was nails in every big spot that the Yankees needed him last year. So I understand Aaron Boone in a bullpen full of a bunch of new faces, turning to a guy that he's seen get the job done before. I thought when it came to managing this game, I questioned Boone's lineup. I don't know if anybody was going to get hits off of Crochet, but I don't think that this loss falls at the feet of Aaron Boone. I think Luke Weaver didn't execute, and Giancarlo Stanton has to be better in that spot in the 9th. Because Chapman was clearly giving up hittable pitches.
This is one of the few games where you can look at and say, Boone hit all the right buttons. I don't think starting Caballero at 3rd was an issue. Rosario at 2nd. None of that was wrong. He didn't do it bad. Even taking out Fried to put in Weaver, that was probably the right move. You're going to put Bednar in the 9th. You're going to put in Devin Williams there.
I had some people that told me Bednar should have gone in that spot. And again, now that Weaver gave up the runs, it's easy to say that it was the wrong managerial choice, but Weaver just needs to execute his pitches better.
I just feel
there's no reason that pitch to Yoshida on a 0-0 count should have been located where it was.
No, this loss is solely in the hands of Luke Weaver. And then if you want to add a secondary person, it would be Stanton.
I would add a secondary person. Bases loaded, no outs. So you have to like with the pop that you have to at least hit a sac fly.
Well, don't forget also in the 1st inning, the Yankees had 1st and 2nd no outs, and then Bellinger and Stanton both did nothing.
Stanton hit into a double play. That one I texted you at the time is tough because 106 miles per hour off the bat feels like it was just a little unlucky with where it was located. But in these playoff games, those little things matter, man. And
they matter.
I'll say this, like I said, for that Guardians-Tigers series, I don't think the Yankees are out of it. I think the Yankees have the better lineup. I think the Yankees have the better pitcher going tomorrow, and anything could happen in a game 3. To me, it almost feels destined for this series to go 3 games and end at Fenway, but maybe that's just the Yankees fan in me hoping.
It can't end at Fenway because it's all going to be in New York.
Oh, is that how it works? I thought it was 2-1.
No, I believe it's one full series at the highest seed. It's a best of 3.
Oh, it is. Oh, I completely goofed on that. That's mine.
Now, if you were to pick one player and you can't name Aaron Judge, that's going to carry the Yankees to a win the next 2 games, who would it be? And the reason I say not Judge got 2 hits today.
Yeah, Judge was good today.
He was fine. He caught a ball in the outfield. He's going to definitely need elbow surgery at the end of the season because his arm is not there right now. But Judge did nothing to draw ire. So who would you say carries the Yankees?
You're gonna think I'm crazy.
Can I
Ben
guess?
Rice.
Oh, Ben Rice, your doppelganger.
I think that righty pitching tomorrow, offense struggled tonight. Ben Rice is in the lineup tomorrow. Probably a catcher. The way Wells played and the way Goldschmidt played, who are you taking out? I mean, the season's on the line. I want the best lineup out there.
It's tough because Wells is so much better defensively.
Sub him in if you have a lead.
I think most likely.
I think you have to get to Bayo early. I think you have to.
You have to.
I think you need the best hitters out there, and Rice has been mashing.
It's so tough to pick one player on the Yankees.
I will criticize Boone if Ben Rice isn't in the lineup tomorrow.
He has to be in the lineup
because
does McMahon?
I understood it today. Yeah, I'd want McMahon in there. Now, the way Volpe played today, you can argue for Volpe in the lineup tomorrow because while Volpe pissed me off entirely throughout the entire season, I will admit he has a clutch gene.
John, who do you think would have to carry the Yankees the next 2 days if they were to win this series?
Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, probably the second most valuable player on the team all season.
Cody Bellinger.
Now, I want to say Volpe, but I think I have to go back and just say playoff Stanton has to redeem himself. You can't have that moniker and then just completely throw up a goose egg. When the team needed you most, runners in scoring position twice today, in the 1st and the 9th, and you don't do jack. That's an issue. For everybody, nobody's going to remember all the home runs you hit last year. They're going to remember, what did you do for me lately? And if you can't keep that rolling, then all the goodwill you've earned throughout this season and your Yankee tenure is almost going to go out the window because they're just going to remember you choking in the most recent spot where they needed you most. So I got to go playoff Stanton. And then if I had to pick a second, it would just be the bullpen. Williams, Weaver, Doval.
They allowed all 3 runs in this game. I thought some guys pitched worse than their runs showed. Tim Hill was good in his spot. Bednar, not good enough. Devin Williams, that first at bat was a disaster from the jump. He cleaned it up, but runners on base in a game like that, no thank you. Fernando Cruz, I thought was good.
Yeah.
I'd like to. It's tough because tomorrow, if you're going to the bullpen, it's probably a close game. I don't imagine that there'll be a blowout, but I'd love to see what Camilo Doval could do.
I agree. Leiter pitched high leverage last year. I don't really trust him. I don't really trust any of our arms. Even Bednar, who has been the most trustworthy.
Quick little update. Dodgers up 5-0 in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah. Yikes. So if the Red Sox were to win, I know we did it for the Yankees. We got to say it for the Red Sox as well, as much as I don't want to. Who is that guy that wins them the game in either game 2 or in a do or die game 3?
I think Garrett Whitlock. I think he is generally their 8th inning pitcher. He didn't have to go tonight because of Crochet and, they wanted to play the matchups. But Obviously, Crochet is one of one when it comes to their team. I would imagine Whitlock plays in the game tomorrow at some point and potentially in a high leverage spot. He also could be their closer tomorrow. Chapman threw 24, 25 pitches. I don't know if you want to play him the very next day at that spot. And if you do, and the Yankees were to win the game, you certainly couldn't throw him out there for many pitches in a game 3. So I think Whitlock's going to be pretty big at closing some of these games for Boston.
I'm gonna go with the offense here for Boston. I think you're gonna have to rely on like Jaron Duran or Bregman to really step it up more, really step it up and just pile on.
The last thing I need is another Alex Bregman ass kicking of the New York Yankees.
I was going to say Bregman or Story, but I'm going to go and say Alex Cora. You are arguably the best manager in the postseason right now.
Dave Roberts.
Yeah, you are arguably the best manager in the postseason. You're better than your counterpart right now. Just keep doing what you're doing, managing the way you've been managing, and your team will be fine. Don't make any mistakes. Don't try to get too cute. I think Cora is a big reason why the Red Sox are where they are, because he elevates a team. A team with Romy Gonzalez and Rob Refsnyder should not be where the Red Sox are.
Well, we mentioned we thought Boone pushed all the right buttons tonight. So did Cora.
Absolutely.
Calling on Yoshida when he did, knowing how long to leave Crochet out there, pulling in Chapman, not giving the Yankees an opportunity to bring Ben Rice off the bench against Whitlock, which Aaron Boone, I think, would have pushed that button if Whitlock came into the game. Completely taking out all of their lefty bats from this game in a way to steal game 1. And obviously the short porch, like Grisham wasn't, who could blame him?
Right.
98, 99, high and inside. Tough to do a lot with that. And, oh, yeah, when you get up in the 9th, it's 101, high and inside instead.
So 10 of the 12 wild card series have ended in sweeps since they introduced that third wild card team in 2022. Why is this year any different for the teams that lost?
I think to answer that, I'd have to give my predictions.
Which will take us into our predictions. We're going to start off with Detroit and Cleveland.
I think it's two scrappy teams. Detroit certainly could close it out tomorrow, but I'm going to rock with Cleveland because I like their pitching better. And I think that's why Cleveland is able to win out the series, because Detroit has the ace, but Cleveland's better the rest of the way.
John?
I'm going with Detroit. I think they've just been the better team the whole season. I think they're the better team now. So no reason for me to think otherwise that they won't win this.
All right. What about Cincinnati?
What's your prediction?
What's your prediction?
Oh, yeah. I am going to go with Detroit. I think it's going to be a sweep.
Guy's trying to get off the hook over here.
I think it's going to be a sweep. I just think history is right too often.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's go to the other side of the bracket, Cincinnati, LAD.
Yeah, well, one of those teams is a real World Series contender, and the other's lucky to be there. So I'll take the Dodgers to sweep without even knowing the result of Game 1.
Yeah, I thought you were going because one is managed by Dave Roberts and the other is married by a great manager.
No. One of them is an NL All-Star team, and one of them has an NL All-Star.
Do we all agree the Dodgers?
Yeah.
So it's looking like possibly another sweep there. Let's go San Diego, the Cubs.
I'm taking Cubs to sweep here. I think that this is a classic case of one of those series that people thought was going to go 3 games or thought was going to go 1 game, and the Cubs just come out with more energy. I think they want it more.
I want to say, I was saying, I was kind of high on the Padres, or there's, like the Padres. But earlier today, I did see a Cubs hype video they made with Anthony Rizzo narrating it. You know what? And, I'm a believer.
You believe? I also believe. We're showing love to the Cubbies. Go Cubs, go. Next, we'll go Red Sox, Yankees.
I mean, I can't lose hope. I don't think anybody will blame me. Here's what I'll say: Rodon over Bayo. I don't think is an unpopular opinion. And in Game 3, anything could happen. I'll go with the better lineup and the team that's at home.
John?
You know, had the Red Sox be in the World Series, I think, at the start of the season, I believe. I was high on them early on. Still like them. I think they're going to win. I think they're taking the whole thing.
I think Rodon over Bayo is right. I just think Red Sox bullpen over Yankees bullpen also makes a lot of sense. I think the Red Sox put us at the pasture.
In 2 or 3?
In 2. I think I'm just very sad on my way home from the game tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's
I hope
tomorrow.
not.
I think it's a 3-game set. I'm not a
It's just rare for a 3-game set. It's only happened twice.
I'm not a sports is rigged guy, so I'm not calling for that. The baseball gods didn't give us Red Sox Yankees to not give it the full distance.
So now let's go to the next round. Seattle is going to face either Detroit or Cleveland. Based off of who you said was going to win in that first round, who moves on to the ALCS?
I'm taking Seattle over Cleveland. I think Seattle is just all around the better team. I like their pitching staff better. I like Munoz at the bullpen to close out games. Julio Rodriguez has been playing great baseball. Obviously, Cal Raleigh's an MVP candidate. I liked the addition of Eugenio Suarez. I thought that the Mariners built a really solid team this year. Home field advantage. I think it all goes their way, and they're headed to the CS.
I'm also going to have Seattle winning. I mean, over the Tigers here. I mean, I just Seattle. I mean, they have that. I think they just want it more. You have the home game. You have
got
Cal
the it
Raleigh
factor.
on there.
They have the it factor.
They have the it factor. They just have that it factor. They have everyone there. They want it more. I mean, they do, and they have good pitching. Like, you know,
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's going to be Seattle. I think that series probably goes 4 out of the 5 games. I don't think it goes the full distance. I just think Seattle has one of the best pitching staffs left in baseball, and I think that's what's going to carry them. Now, Dodgers, Phillies. Don't think you can escape some heartbreak here, John.
no Phillies all the way.
The Phillies are 9-3 against the Dodgers this year. They kind of have their number.
Is that who you're picking, though?
Yeah.
Not so fast, as Lee Corso would say. I think the reigning champs can go on again. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I think the Dodgers just have that big game experience. Not saying baseball's rigged, but if Ohtani's going to pitch a possible game 3, even if the Dodgers sweep, Ohtani's going to pitch. And you can't tell me that the baseball gods don't want Ohtani pitching in a World Series.
I could tell you.
I can tell you I don't want to see that, but
why would the baseball gods reward a guy who gambled on? Well, wait.
Allegedly.
A guy who very oddly has people in his inner circle going to jail for questionable things.
Yeah,
that's not related to him.
Autocorrect. My bad.
So now we all picked the Cubs. Cubs Brewers.
Give me the Cubs.
Give me the
Cubs. Keep it rolling. The Brewers are frauds.
Go Cubs, go.
The Brewers are the equivalent of the 2016 Atlanta Hawks.
John, you riding?
You know what? I'm gonna flip it here. I think the Brewers this is their last year here. I think they're just gonna hold on to that. Being the best team in the NL Central for one more season here.
Fly the W. It's going to be the Cubs. Now we have 1 Yankee and 2 Bostons versus Toronto. Will the lone wolf like to tell us who's going to the ALCS?
Yeah, I'll take the Yankees over Toronto. For the record, if Boston beats the Yankees, I'll also take them over Toronto. I'm not going to spoil nothing yet, but I have some further analysis that I'll give when we talk about the CS. But I do think that whoever wins between Boston and New York is a better suited playoff team than Toronto. We just watched Boston beat Toronto in a series.
I think no matter like Dylan said, like I just Toronto's not winning against the Red Sox or the Yankees.
I agree. I think whoever comes out of this Yankees Red Sox series, most likely the Red Sox at this point, they're the team that's going to the ALCS. I've never been somebody who believed in Toronto, and I'm just not going to start now.
Known Blue Jays hater.
Even if it's the Yankees, I'm going to pick probably the Yankees.
And he's a known Yankees hater.
He's a known, yeah.
Known Yankees still fear down to my core.
You must be happy there's no Astros in the playoffs this year.
No, because I feel like the Yankees need to beat the Astros in the playoffs to.
Yeah, that's my fault. About 2 weeks ago, I placed a bet on the Astros to win the World Series when Seattle overtook the division, and then they proceeded to lose 5 straight games after I bet on them. So I only put $5 on it, though, so it cost me $5 to sabotage the Astros season. So you know what?
By extension, the Yankees somehow.
Listen, $5 to ruin the Astros season was a fair price for me.
Who's going to the World Series on the NL side of things? Phillies, 2 of us picked. Dodgers, 1. Cubs or Brewers?
John, your team. Let's talk about them.
Phillies.
I also have the Philadelphia Phillies going to the World Series. I think that they have the best starting pitching rotation of my CS. Them and the Dodgers, whoever wins that series, I think is headed to the World Series. What are you shaking your head for?
Who?
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers what?
I was wrong. Okay.
No,
I was gonna say you don't like their starting rotation.
No.
But I'm gonna roll with the Phillies. They feel like a team of destiny to get there. I know that's really crappy analysis in terms of analytics and WAR and whatever FOBA. It's team of destiny. That's my analysis for the Phillies. They got a breakthrough.
The Phillies are just, I think they're just rolling here. I mean, they're going to have Trey Turner's going to be back in the lineup. I mean, you still have Schwarber, you have Harper. I mean, they have all these starting pitcher rotation. I mean, some of these guys, some of these starting pitchers might end up coming out of the bullpen to like close games or come in to games later on. So, I mean, you might see Ranger Suarez come in like he did in in 2022, come in and close games out. I mean, so it's like they're in really, really, really good shape here.
Yeah, and I think that their lineup it overpowers Chicago's. I like Chicago's lineup. I love the Phillies lineup.
I think it's going to be the Dodgers. I just think they go back to back. I just think that they're a juggernaut.
Whoa, spoiler.
Oh, I meant they go back to the World Series back to back. But AL side, we all have Seattle on the one end. Then we have whoever wins the Yankees Red Sox series, who goes on to face either the Phillies or the Dodgers.
Yeah, so this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. I think that whoever wins this Yankees Red Sox series is going to the World Series. I think that these are the 2 best teams for a playoff run in the AL at this point in time in terms of just lineup, starting pitching, and if the Yankees made it to a CS, it means that their bullpen showed up. So in terms of bullpen, ultimately I'll pick the Yankees over Seattle because I picked the Yankees over Boston. But like I said, I have futures on both of these teams to win the World Series. I just think that they're the 2 best teams in the AL, and I think that they get there, whichever one wins the series.
John, you picked Boston, so you have Boston versus Seattle. Who's it going to be?
I think Boston. I mean, I think they're just the more complete team, more geared to win the playoff games and stuff like Dylan said. And I had them, I think, on the World Series at the start of the season too.
I think I had Boston Dodgers, which I switched up.
I think we both had the same. I want to say you.
I think you had Phillies.
No, I think I had Boston Dodgers too.
Didn't believe in the Phillies at the beginning.
I did not believe in the Phillies at the start.
Dylan, you had Dodgers over Boston. John, you had Dodgers over Boston. And then I had Dodgers over Kansas City. Ben had Mets over Baltimore. So
Well, me and John look like geniuses.
You guys talked a lot about Team of Destiny when talking about the Phillies. And I think there's another team that extends to the Mariners. I think Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Suarez, they have such a great team anchored by a great pitching staff. I think the Mariners can knock out anybody in the American League. I don't think it'll be pretty. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it'll go the full 7 games. But I think just right now, they're the team that everybody whose team is not in the playoffs, they're the team that everybody's getting behind. So I think it will be Seattle Dodgers in the World Series.
All right.
Now,
So
John,
all three of us have a different World Series.
John, I'm going to start with you. You have Phillies Boston. Who wins? How many games? And who is the World Series MVP?
Phillies win in 6.
And who is your MVP?
You know what? Who's the All-Star MVP? All-Star Game MVP. He's been arguably probably their best player, if not one of their best players. You know, Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber's going to come in big, and they're going to have to pay him a lot.
Better
of
get
money.
ready to back up that Brinks truck.
They're going to have to pay a lot to keep him.
Dylan, now you.
I have Yankees Phillies. Feels a little biased, but here we are.
It's not our fault. Our teams are good.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Yankees in 7. I just don't think I could believe my team gets there and then pick them to lose. I think that's absolutely terrible fandom.
Corey would do that though.
No,
I will
pick them to get there.
But I will pick them in 7. And shockingly, my World Series MVP, he has terrorized the Phillies for years when he was on the Braves. Max Fried pitches 3 games, wins all 3 of them.
For me, Dodgers, Mariners, Dodgers in 5, and Shohei Ohtani, World Series MVP.
Wow. What a fun pick.
Yeah, you think I like it any more than you do? You think I want this?
Couldn't even pick a better MVP.
I just think that
Man, the Ohtani
Is
stand
Ohtani
somehow find
MVP
this
for his
video.
offense or his pitching?
both. I
Both,
think
because both because
He's
when
been
Ohtani pitches to a 4.5 ERA, he deserves the MVP.
yeah, hey, you know as much as anybody, I'm not an Ohtani guy. I think he's vastly been overrated. His pitching is not ace quality. He's not even a number 2 pitcher.
He's a great relief pitcher.
I think he
Gets
has
to open games.
I think he will have a great career as a closer.
Do you think he plays the field at all in any of these playoff games?
No.
I bet in Corey's scenario, though, for some reason, the gods get to send him out for the 9th to close out the game.
I don't want this.
Because I thought I remember seeing something about him saying he'd play in the outfield so they can use him as like a
And
relief or
Ohtani,
something.
1-2-3 pitch strikeout of Cal Raleigh to win the World Series.
He robs a home run in left field and then closes it.
Tell me some BS like that won't happen.
I love baseball, but man, if the Dodgers were up 3-1, I don't know if I'd watch Game 5.
Chalk wins out more times than not.
All right. Brewers, Blue Jays it is.
NL Rookie of the Year. We're going to go over a couple. NL Rookie of the Year, AL Rookie of the Year, and then AL and NL Manager of the Year, just to get a better feel now that the season's over, who's going to win a couple of the awards, who's taking home some hardware. Let's start off with NL Roy. Who's it going to be?
I want to pull up the odds here just to get my betting people out there in terms of what I think is going to happen versus what the odds are that it's going to happen.
We do an NL first.
NL Rookie of the Year.
Okay. So I feel like AL's locked in.
Why are they not? These betting sites are not really great.
I have the odds.
Okay, let's hear them.
So for NL Rookie of the Year, Cade Horton plus 8,000. Says for opening odds. This is on like BetMGM. Then Drake Baldwin plus 5,000 and Caleb Durbin plus.
I think those odds might be a little out of date.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
this is said 5 day. I don't know when this was. Wait, when is this? This
those
was
were. I feel
this
like
was
were
5 days
definitely.
ago.
I feel like those were
5 days
definitely
ago.
to
Wait, this was
open
5
this
days ago.
season.
This
Yeah.
was opening. They didn't have the current odds. Oh, what are the?
That's so weird that
They don't have the current odds.
That's
It just says opening, and then there's no. The only current odds they have is for Caleb Durbin at plus like 10,000.
yeah. I tried to look it up and I
Yeah.
got nothing.
Yeah. Why is it? There's not showing the current odds. Wait.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
okay. I think I found them.
Find
Okay,
it?
I found them. Yeah. Okay,
No.
so
Oh,
we got Cade Horton at minus 115, Drake Baldwin at plus 130, Isaac Collins at plus 550,
There you go.
and that's it. It's a 3-man race in terms of the odds. I'll go Drake Baldwin. I thought he finished the year pretty strong for Atlanta and had a really good rookie season.
So you're not giving the Cubs some love.
Not in this spot.
I'm
I
gonna.
gave him some love earlier.
I'll be with you. I think Baldwin's gonna win it.
I mean, we talked about Baldwin the other week, Corey and I, when we had him. He's the stud and dud, and I said I'm probably gonna win. NL Rookie of the Year there. I mean, what do you have? Like 19 home runs, 80 RBIs, 810 OPS, 274 average. I think he had a WAR over 3. I mean,
So now AL Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna go Nick Kurtz.
Yep.
I
Nick
think
Kurtz.
that's just a lot.
He's minus 5,000 to win the award.
Yeah.
So
I think if was it Jacob Wilson, the athletic shortstop, didn't get hurt, but I think he would have won it instead.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
Which is funny, like both athletics, like it would have been either one of them.
What's tough about doing these award picks now is when the season's over, you kind of have a great idea on who's going to win and who's not.
Yep.
So AL Manager of the Year, I'm going Dan Wilson of the Mariners. I think bringing them to the playoffs is something that he's going to get a lot of love for.
I'm going to take the chalk pick, John Schneider. I think the Blue Jays as the 1 seed, and his management of them is going to earn him that award.
I'm with Dylan on this too.
It's pretty chalk, but
yeah.
Just after I got done saying that we're all going to end up having the same stuff, NL Manager of the Year, I'm going to go Terry Francona of the Reds.
I'm going to take Pat Murphy. Led the Brewers to the best record in baseball when a lot of people predicted them to miss the playoffs.
I mean,
it's so chalk, but
it is. I mean, like
it's
it's hard. Like it's like I want to say like the Cubs. I want to say I want to say like Craig Counsell. I want to say Terry Francona, but it's like
unfortunately
Pat
just
Murphy.
A lot of these awards were runaways this year.
Yeah. So let's go over who we all picked for these awards back at the beginning of the season. For me, my NL Rookie of the Year was Augustin Ramirez of the Marlins. Ben picked Roki Sasaki of the Dodgers. Dylan picked Drake Baldwin of the Braves. Ball knower. John picked Roki Sasaki of the Dodgers.
Got hurt.
AL Rookie of the Year, I picked Jason Dominguez of the Yankees. Ben picked Jackson Jobe of the Tigers. Dylan picked Will Warren of the Yankees. John picked Jason Dominguez of the Yankees. Manager of the Year, I picked Terry Francona of the Reds. So I got to ride with that all year at least. Ben picked Carlos Mendoza of the Mets. Dylan picked Rob Thompson of the Phillies.
I mean, he could win it.
And John picked Terry Francona of the Reds. Manager of the Year for the AL, I picked Matt Quatraro of the Royals. Ben picked AJ Hinch of the Tigers. Dylan
looked good for a while, Ben's pick.
Yes. Dylan and John both picked Alex Cora of the Red Sox. So
might still be in play.
Yeah, it still technically is. I don't think it's going to happen.
Probably not, though.
But by the time we talk again, we'll have 4 teams out of the playoffs. Hopefully, it's not the Yankees.
Are we doing Cy Young and MVP or no?
No, those will be done in the future. You just do a couple now, a couple then, add it on.
We don't just want to say Paul Skeens and Scooball and just get it over with.
Maybe it's not Scooball.
Maybe.
Maybe it's not.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Maybe it's not Skeens.
Yeah, minus 10,000 tells the story.
I wish it wasn't. I wish it was Sanchez.
Paul Skeens, future New York Yankee. Remember the text I sent you, Corey? Guess
Yeah,
who bought an apartment in New York City? Libby Dunn.
Which
She's
borough?
already
Which
done with
borough?
Pittsburgh. Come on.
I don't think she's living in the Bronx.
She ain't living in the Queens.
It's either Brooklyn or Manhattan.
I think it's Manhattan.
But hopefully the Yankees are still in it, and we're talking more Yankee baseball. If not, I'm going to be very, very, very sad. But that's just how it is. John Pauline, Dylan, Mel, Corey, Jason. This has been a very somber episode of the Outsider Sports Baseball Podcast.